Bananas. They're a staple in many households around the world. They're the bright yellow fruit that not only adds a splash of color to your kitchen, but also packs a punch of nutrition. Perfect for a quick breakfast or a tasty snack, bananas are loved by people of all ages. But did you know they have a secret? Bananas are slightly radioactive. Yes, you heard that right, don't worry. This isn't a reason to toss your favorite fruit just yet. In fact, it's a fascinating aspect of nature. It's true that bananas do emit a tiny amount of radiation, but it's nothing to be alarmed about. The levels are incredibly low and completely safe. This natural phenomenon is actually quite fascinating when we delve into the science behind it. It opens up a whole new world of understanding about the elements around us. So what exactly is radioactivity? It's a term that often sounds intimidating, but let's break it down. In simple terms, it's the release of energy from unstable atoms as they decay into more stable forms. This process is a natural part of the atomic world. These unstable atoms are called isotopes. They exist in various elements, including the potassium found in bananas. Now let's talk about why bananas have this tiny bit of radioactivity. It's all about the potassium they contain. The key to this mystery lies in a naturally occurring isotope called potassium-40, or K40. This isotope is a small part of the potassium found in bananas. Potassium is an essential mineral found in many foods, including bananas. It's crucial for our health, helping with muscle function and maintaining fluid balance, and a small fraction of all potassium exists as this slightly radioactive isotope, K40. This is what gives bananas their tiny bit of radioactivity. Don't worry, it's perfectly natural and not harmful in the amounts found in our food. In fact, the benefits of eating potassium-rich foods far outweigh any concerns. Now, you might be wondering, how much radiation are we talking about here? Is it something to be concerned about? Well, scientists have a fun way to measure this, the banana equivalent dose, or BED. This unit helps us understand the tiny amount of radiation we're exposed to from eating a banana. The BED is a playful way to put radiation exposure into perspective. Eating a banana exposes you to about 0.1 microsieverts of radiation, which is minuscule compared to everyday exposures. So next time you enjoy a banana, you can marvel at the fact that you're holding a slightly radioactive, yet completely safe and nutritious piece of nature. Embrace the wonder of science in your everyday life and keep enjoying those delicious bananas. Let's dive deeper into the fascinating world of potassium and its intriguing radioactive isotope K40. Potassium is an essential mineral that plays a vital role in our body's functions. It is crucial for maintaining proper cellular function, fluid balance, and overall health. It helps regulate our heartbeat, muscle contractions, and nerve signals. Without adequate potassium, our bodies would struggle to perform these vital tasks efficiently. We get potassium from various foods, and bananas are particularly well known for being a good source of this essential nutrient. Other sources include potatoes, spinach, and avocados. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Not all potassium atoms are created equal. Potassium exists in different forms known as isotopes. A tiny fraction of potassium exists as the isotope potassium-40, or K40. This particular isotope is what makes the story of potassium even more fascinating. Isotopes are like variations of an element with the same number of protons, but a different number of neutrons. This difference in neutrons can lead to varying properties, including stability. K40 happens to be slightly unstable, making it radioactive. This means that over time, K40 atoms will decay, releasing energy in the process. When K40 decays, it releases a small amount of energy in the form of radiation. This radiation is what contributes to the slight radioactivity found in bananas. This is what makes bananas slightly radioactive. However, it's important to understand the context and scale of this radioactivity. But here's the crucial point. The amount of K40 in a banana is incredibly small. The radioactivity is so minimal that it poses no risk to human health. To put it into perspective, one banana contains roughly 0.42 grams of potassium. This amount is beneficial for our health and well-being. Of that, only about 0.01% is K40. This tiny fraction is what contributes to the banana's radioactivity. The radiation from eating one banana is equivalent to about 0.01 millirem, or MRM, a unit used to measure radiation exposure. This is an extremely low dose. Far below any level that could be considered harmful. In fact, you would need to eat thousands of bananas in a short period to even approach a harmful level of radiation. So the next time you enjoy a banana, you can rest assured that its slight radioactivity is completely harmless, and that you're benefiting from its rich potassium content. Bananas are not only delicious, but also packed with nutrients that support your health. Enjoy them as part of a balanced diet without any worries about their radioactivity. The idea of radioactive bananas might sound alarming at first, but it's essential to understand the facts and debunk any myths surrounding this natural phenomenon. Firstly, let's address the elephant in the room. No, eating bananas won't turn you into Spider-Man or give you superpowers. The amount of radiation from a banana is so minuscule that it poses no threat to our health. Our bodies are incredibly efficient at regulating potassium levels. When we consume potassium, including the tiny amount of K40 from a banana, our bodies absorb what they need and excrete the excess. Furthermore, we're constantly exposed to low levels of radiation from various natural sources in our environment, known as background radiation. This background radiation comes from cosmic rays, radon gas in the soil, and even the food we eat. The radiation from a banana is negligible compared to this natural background radiation. To further illustrate this point, let's compare the radiation dose from a banana to other everyday sources. A single banana exposes us to about 0.01 mRM of radiation. In contrast, we receive about 0.1 mRM of radiation per day from background radiation. A chest X-ray, for comparison, delivers around 10 mRM of radiation. Let's delve deeper into the comparison between banana radiation and other sources of radiation we encounter in our daily lives. Bananas, as we know, contain potassium, and a small fraction of this potassium is the radioactive isotope potassium-40. As we've established, the radiation from a single banana is exceptionally low, about 0.01 mRM. This unit, mRM, stands for milliram, a measure of radiation dose. To put this into context, let's consider some everyday activities and their associated radiation doses. These comparisons will help us understand just how minimal the radiation from a banana truly is. Believe it or not, you receive a small dose of radiation while sleeping next to someone. This is because the human body naturally emits radiation. The human body naturally emits low levels of radiation, primarily from the potassium-40 present in our tissues. Potassium-40 is a naturally occurring isotope that is essential for our body's function. Sleeping next to someone for a night exposes you to about 0.02 mRM of radiation. This is double the dose you would get from eating a single banana. Building materials like brick, stone, and concrete contain trace amounts of naturally occurring radioactive isotopes. These materials have been used for centuries and are part of our everyday environment. Living in a building made of these materials exposes you to about 0.07 mRM of radiation per year. This is still a very low dose, but higher than the radiation from a banana. Cosmic radiation is a type of radiation that originates from outer space. It constantly bombards the Earth, and we are exposed to it every day. At higher altitudes, like when you're flying in an airplane, the exposure to cosmic radiation increases. This is because the atmosphere is thinner at higher altitudes, providing less protection from cosmic rays. A transatlantic flight exposes you to about 2 to 5 mRM of radiation. This is significantly higher than the radiation dose from a banana, but still within safe limits for occasional travelers. As you can see, the radiation dose from a banana is orders of magnitude lower than the radiation we receive from these everyday activities and sources. Understanding these comparisons helps put the radiation from bananas into perspective. It's essential to keep these comparisons in mind when considering the safety of consuming bananas. The radiation from a banana is negligible and poses no health risk, allowing us to enjoy this nutritious fruit without concern. Did you know that, well, you are slightly radioactive, but don't worry, it's perfectly normal. You see, everything around us, including our own bodies, contains tiny amounts of radioactive materials. Our bodies have potassium-40, carbon-14, and even some radium. This natural radioactivity is just a part of life on Earth. So yeah, you're radioactive, but it's nothing to be alarmed about. In fact, it's a fascinating reminder of the intricate connections between our bodies and the universe around us. You might think bananas are the only source of natural radiation, but well, that's not the case. Many everyday foods contain trace amounts of radioactive elements. For example, did you know that Brazil nuts, potatoes, and even carrots have small amounts of naturally occurring radiation? It's fascinating how nature works, isn't it? Now let's talk about the different types of radiation. There are two main categories: ionizing and non-ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation has enough energy to remove tightly bound electrons from atoms, creating ions. This type includes X-rays and gamma rays. On the other hand, non-ionizing radiation, like radio waves and microwaves, that doesn't have enough energy to ionize atoms. Understanding these differences is crucial for grasping how radiation interacts with matter and ultimately with us. We know you have questions and we're here to answer them. One common question is, can eating bananas increase my risk of cancer? The answer is, well, no. The amount of radiation in a banana is so minuscule that it poses no significant health risk. Another question we often get is, should I avoid foods with natural radiation? Again, the answer is no. The levels are so low that they are harmless. So go ahead and enjoy your favorite fruits and vegetables without worry. In conclusion, while it's true that bananas and other foods contain natural radiation, the levels are extremely low and not harmful to our health. So, the next time you enjoy a banana or any other fruit, you can do so with peace of mind. Remember, nature has its way of balancing things out, and our bodies are well equipped to handle these tiny amounts of radiation. Enjoy your fruit, stay healthy, and keep curious.